Hey guys, it's New Comic Book Day for the week of November 15th, and we're going to get started right now.
Alright guys, Tim from Comic Book Store in Capes and Scowls, and they're jamming upstairs. And I'm going to tell you about the trades that we got this week. We've got The Legend of Wonder Woman Origins. Ooh, somebody definitely got hurt up there that time. Whew. Anyways, this is, I think, the whole series. I heard it was alright. Call of Duty Zombies. Why is that a thing? We've got Wonder Woman Volume 4. This is the Greg Rucka still, so that's always probably pretty good. We got Blankets. This is a classic. It's just got a new printing. It looks kind of like the old printing. Whatever. You don't mess with success, okay? Rough Riders Volume 2. I don't read that one, but I like Aftershock, so it's probably good. X-Men Gold. We don't have to talk about the X-Men.
It's good.
We don't have to talk about the X-Men.
No, it's really good.
Flash Volume 4. Kid Sherlock. Joe liked Kid Sherlock. You know Joe? He's that grumpy guy that works at the store. He loves it. We have Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi, Star Wars Captain Phasma, winner of most redundant title ever. If you're a Star Wars completionist, I'm sure that's good. Batwoman Volume 1 is finally out for Rebirth. We have Letter 44, Al's favorite book of all time. I believe this is the last volume, but what do I know? Volume 5, that's Charles Soule. Charles Soule. And then we've got Star Wars Poe Dameron, Volume 3. A lot of trades this week. We've got Regression. You reviewed issue 1, right?
First issue was really creepy.
Yeah, it's a creepy kind of book. That's Cullen Bunn. I got Luke Cage. I don't care to read Luke Cage, I'm not gonna lie. And then I got World Reader. This is another Aftershock book. I read issue 1. It was pretty cool. Art is kind of different. You'll like it. That's it. That's it for trades. So let's get into it.
All right, first up, Invincible, issue 142. All right, next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man 791. I'm loving this series. Peter Parker's back. Peter Parker's broke. That's all the way the world needs to be. He has a new job at the Daily Bugle. He is the head of the science department. Nobody likes him. Nobody respects him because he just lost $1 billion. And he goes on his first assignment, and terrible things happen. I love the interactions between him and Bobby. I haven't forgotten Mary Jane. I haven't forgotten that that's where this universe should be. But I really like the interactions between him and Mockingbird, especially with them trying to find a pet name for each other and just going badly. But if you're a fan of Spider-Man at all, this series has been awesome since the reset, and you should be picking it up.
All right, guys, my first book is Not Brand Echh, number 14. It's an old Marvel humor book, and it's never intended to be taken too serious, and it looks like this one's a one-shot anyways, I think. It's multiple short stories. If you have a good sense of the Marvel Universe's history, you'll enjoy it probably a little more than a more casual fan. But there's a lot of fun things in here. I don't even know which one I would pick as my favorite, but you got good people on it, like Zdarsky of Katie Cook. You have Ryan North. You got people on here is what I'm saying, and it's a lot of fun. So if you like stupid humor, but like good stupid humor, you'll enjoy this.
Next up, we have Evolution, issue number 1. It's a story about a doctor who is cataloging strange things happening all around the world, basically for some unknown reason, or at least a reason that we don't know yet. People around the world are spontaneously evolving, sometimes for the good. Weird kid getting gills because the smog levels are too high in his city. Sometimes bad, like giant, like doomsday looking guys that are in pain. It's just weird. It's written well enough for you to keep, but the line art is something I just don't like. You might, for the story, it kind of fits. It fits what it needs to be. It's very dark, it's very gritty, and extremely liney in what is going on. So for the story, it works. It's, I consider it the same as like Lazarus. Lazarus, I love the comic, but I hate the art. This, I'm not a fan of the art, and it's kind of distracting for me, but the story is at least good enough to push through. You might like it better than I do, but the story was at least decent enough to see what's going to happen for the next issue. It is kind of a dense read, so there's a lot in here to kind of go over, and so it seems innocuous, but it's probably going to come back and be important later on.
All right, and now, because I have to contractually talk about Kyle Starks, there's no contract, but I love Kyle Starks, and Dead of Winter is a very fun book, and this is the end of the arc, perhaps miniseries. I don't know. I forgot to ask him. But anyways, this book is really fun. It's Sparky. You love Sparky. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs you can look for in this issue. I don't want to spoil them for you. It was fun. It wrapped up this arc really well, and I just had a good time. This was just fun. You know, when you don't want to have superheroes beating each other to death all the time, this is fun. It's a super dog. It's super. It's Lassie on crack. Don't you love Lassie on crack? It's great. You should read it. And if you missed it, pick it up and trade. It'll be out eventually. I promise.
All right, guys, and my pick of the week is actually a dual pick of the week because we have two Batman stories. We have Batman issue number 35, which I loved, and we also have Dark Knight Metal. Tim.
Metal.
Batman, the Batman Who Laughed, issue number 1. Oh my God. We'll start off with this one. This story was dark, man. It is a alternate reality where Batman has become the Joker, and things go badly. It's more of a fanboy's dream, because what would have happened if given enough prep time? What would Batman do to the world if things went bad? And this is exactly what happens. It is rough, man. It's such an amazing story. I love how it progressed and how the interactions between that Batman and the Joker go, and how once that is gone, the void that it leaves. It's just such a great story to read, and I actually consider this one's probably the best one of the story so far. I'm curious. It's drawing me in. It's making me care about metal way more than I did at the very beginning. You should definitely pick this one up. Batman 35 is becoming more of a resolution between what is going on between Batman and Catwoman. They are in Talia's world, trying to get a woman to confess to the murders of dozens upon dozens of people, so that way there'll be nobody looking over Catwoman's shoulder once Batman and Catwoman get married. The interactions between Batman and Catwoman have been awesome. The stuff between Catwoman and Talia were great, and I just love the interactions between Dick and Damian. This book is written so well, and the art is fantastic. You should be reading this series.
All right, gang. It's pick of the week time. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I liked all my books this week. It's been a while. We got Ninjak, or Ninjak. This is a Valiant book. You know the character of Ninjak. This goes into the history of the MI6 Ninja program, basically, where you start with Ninja A through Ninja K, and you learn some of the past missions. It feels like Ninja James Bond, because it basically is Ninja James Bond, but it's really better than you would expect it to be. It's a very original idea. It talks about how there was a ninja during the old world wars and some earlier wars, and how he was a great operative that helped England get a leg up on the Japanese, and how he would be replaced. He would train his replacement, and they would end up adding technology to create better weaponry and a better ninja, and it just evolves until you end up with basically Ninjak. It is a lot in the past, and a lot of how that comes back to current day. It's a pretty thick book. I think it's 40 pages. I believe each one is 40 pages monthly. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I know Ninjak, but I don't know a ton of his backstory, so I enjoyed catching up on it. If you remotely like ninjas, you'll love it. If you like espionage, you'll still like it. Just get it. What are you doing? Valiant says you have to buy this. Do it.
And that's it, guys. Another week down, another week. We truly appreciate everybody. This channel is growing leaps and bounds every day, and we really appreciate everybody that comes back here week in and week out, checking out our stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Capes and Scowls channels. If you missed last week's reviews, check them out here, and we will see you guys next week.